Mr. Grant was wearing orange glasses. He had a gray shirt. He was on the gurney with both of his arms extended and IVs inserted. Before the execution began, we could hear him hollering, "Let's go," several times before the curtain was lifted. His last words were a string of profanities that he spoke, and then the execution began. He lifted his head and looked to the side as the drugs began to flow. The first drug, the midazolam, he exhaled deeply. He began convulsing about 24 times, full body convulsions, and then began to vomit, which covered his face and began to run down his neck and side of his face. Continued to breathe for several minutes before two members of the medical team or the execution team came in and wiped his face. At that point, he was still breathing and had some involuntary convulsions, vomited more, and then the member of the execution team performed a consciousness check, and he was declared unconscious at 4:15. Then the second round of drugs began to flow at about 4:16, and his breathing stopped about 1 minute later at about 4:17. And the Department of Corrections Director, Scott Crow, declared the execution complete and the time of death at 4:21. And the curtains were lowered at that point, and the execution was finished. So. I don't know if anyone else wants to add in. If you guys had any questions.
You said he was convulsing. How many times again was he kind of bucking from?
Yeah, seemed like a full body convulsion about 24 times is what I counted.
That happened right after the midazolam?
Right.
The vomiting right after the midazolam?
Yeah, well, after he began convulsing, then he began vomiting.
And Sean, how long did all that last?
That was, I mean, it seemed like a long time, but it was probably, I mean, he began convulsing shortly after the first drug started flowing. I mean, I could see the drugs coming through the IV, then he began to convulse pretty hard, I would say. And then began vomiting about a minute later.
Mr. Lewis, do you have anything?
There were, if you guys want to know, there were 11 witnesses.
Come forward, please.
There were 11 witnesses, including us, in our area. Mr. Grant had 2 witnesses in front of us. At one point, one of his witnesses started crying, and the other one rubbed her back. There were 2 women that were his witnesses as well. So we believe the family of the victim was behind us. We couldn't see them. So.
Midazolam, when that was, you said shortly after 4, about that one, and like exact time at all?
Unfortunately, I didn't recognize the clock until halfway through, so I apologize for that. But it was right after 4 o'clock.
Mr. Snyder, Mr. Lewis, anything to add?
After they started the second injection of the drugs, I saw him still breathing a little bit longer than maybe what he mentioned. And they came back in and wiped his face again. Besides that, I think everything that he said was pretty accurate. I believe we all gave him a little prayer before we went in, I hope. And that's all I have to say, I believe.
Anything to add, please?
The only thing, timing-wise, he was pronounced, they stepped in and said he was unconscious at 4:15, and they pronounced him dead at 4:21, so there was about 6 minutes there between the time he was pronounced unconscious and the time the POC director pronounced him dead.
Sean, you have seen more of these probably than anyone in the room. I mean, how did I hate to ask you to compare it to others, but I mean, this sounds like it was.
Well, I've never seen an inmate vomit. I've witnessed about 14 executions, and so I've never witnessed that before. The convulsions seem to be somewhat similar to what I witnessed in the Clayton Lockett execution, although he appeared to be somewhat conscious. Lockett did. I couldn't tell if he was conscious
So
when
you
he was
couldn't tell if Grant
convulsing.
was conscious during the convulsions?
No, but he was breathing, and he did continue to breathe all the way until after the second drug started to flow. So
Were his curse words directed at anybody, or
Just in general.
they were just pretty general, I think.
His first words were, "Let's go, let's go, let's go." And then when they raised the curtain, that's when he started screaming profanity.
Was when they started reading the order of execution. It's really when he started screaming over.
And they turned the volume off then.
Yeah.
oh, so they cut him off?
Correct.
Is that normal operating procedure when?
Typically, after the last words are given, then they do cut the mic off.
Thank
He
you.
was strapped to the gurney when he was issuing those.
Yeah, for the whole duration.
And he wasn't moving when they closed the curtain? He was-
Oh no, he had been declared dead at that point.
Okay, thank you guys for